The fork shook in my hand as my sister's voice sliced through the warm hum of Christmas dinner. It's honestly heartbreaking, Olivia said, sighing loudly. Some people just never live up to their potential. Her eyes slid toward me, slow and deliberate, like a blade finding skin. Catherine, maybe you should ask Mr. Townsend if there are any openings in the mailroom. At least it's a real company. Mr. Townsend, her boss. Her prize dinner guest laughed into his wine. The sound echoed too loudly in my ears. I felt my chest tighten as my parents exchanged that look. The same look they'd worn for 17 years. Since the day I walked away from the life they planned for me. My phone buzzed silently in my pocket. Fourth message from the board. Tomorrow's acquisition. The one that would decide Mr. Townsend's future. The one that required only my signature. My name is Catherine. I am 32 years old. And this is the story of how I stopped hiding my success from the family that only knew me as a failure. For 5 years, I'd played my role perfectly. The modest community college teacher. The struggling apartment renter. The second-hand Honda driver. All while quietly building Summit Enterprises into a global powerhouse. All while Summit acquired Mr. Townsend's company through a subsidiary. All while finalizing the full merger last year. Cassie, my mother said suddenly, snapping me back. The garage is ready for you. She said it proudly, like she'd done me a favor. We put a space heater out there since Amanda needs the guest room. She's pregnant. You know. The table went silent. Everyone pretended not to listen. Everyone listened anyway. This was tradition. Watching Catherine be put in her place. The garage. I repeated calmly, even as cold crept up my spine. Oh, don't be dramatic. Mom said, passing the cranberry sauce without meeting my eyes. There's a heater, and it's not like you're not used to modest living. I thought of my penthouse overlooking Central Park, my vacation home in Maui, the private island I'd purchased last summer. All hidden, I said mildly. Just like me. Olivia smiled wider when I mentioned my teaching job. She loved that part. Proved, in her mind, that she'd won. At least you know your place, she said, her diamond bracelet flashing under the lights. That night, the garage was colder than I expected. A military cot, a thin blanket, golf clubs and dusty Christmas boxes stacked like forgotten memories. Dinner's at 7 tomorrow, Olivia said flatly. Try not to track dirt into the house. The door shut. I pulled out my phone. 3 urgent emails from the board. Another message from my assistant. Mr. Townsend asked again about meeting you before tomorrow's board meeting. Should I tell him you're unavailable? I smiled. No. Let him think I am still in London. It'll make dinner more interesting. The next evening, I took my seat at the far end of the table away from the important people. Olivia sat near the head. Glowing. Catherine, Dad announced proudly. Olivia just got promoted. Junior Vice President of Operations. I nodded. Congratulations. Liv. Summit must be impressed. Mr. Townsend beamed. She's one of our rising stars. The Summit merger changed everything. Mysterious CEO. Though, Mom added, no one seems to know anything about her. Olivia leaned in eagerly. Apparently she's a reclusive billionaire. Some say London. Some Tokyo. No one our level has ever met her. I sipped my wine to hide my smile. I was sitting right there. She can be that brilliant. Olivia scoffed. Probably just lucky. Mr. Townsend's phone buzzed. Then buzzed again. Then again. His confidence drained with every glance. I need to take this, he muttered, voice shaking. I checked my phone under the table. Olivia's restructuring project had cost the company $3 million. I'd been watching the numbers bleed for weeks. This mysterious CEO, Uncle James said, just bought Richardson Global for $12 billion. Olivia stiffened. That's our biggest competitor. Hostile takeover. Aunt Margaret added. She's ruthless. Strategic. I thought. Not ruthless. Mr. Townsend returned. Pale. Emergency pre-board meeting. Tomorrow morning. All department heads. Olivia's fork clattered. But it's Christmas. She doesn't take care. He said weakly. She's reviewing operational changes. That was enough. I stood. Mr. Townsend. I said calmly. He blinked at me. Startled. The meeting is at 8. Not 7. And Olivia 1T need her reports. I've already reviewed them. Silence. You don't even work for Summit. Olivia laughed nervously. I smiled. Actually, I am Summit. I turned to him. Those reports you've been trying to send me. Q4 projections are off by 30 million. His face drained of color. Catherine Wilson, CEO of Summit Enterprises. Yes. Most people call me Mrs. CO. My mother dropped her wine glass. Olivia whispered. This is a joke. I projected my company ID onto the wall. My name. My title. My photo. No joke. I said softly. While you climbed the ladder. I built the building. But you're a teacher. Mom stammered. I teach one class. I corrected. Because I believe in giving back. Olivia pushed away from the table. You live in a tiny apartment. You drive a Honda. I own the building. I said. And the Honda's better for the planet. Unlike the Mercedes you charged to the company. The garage. Mr. Townsend whispered. We made you sleep in the garage. Yes. I said quietly. You did. I looked at all of them. You judged me by appearances. That was your mistake. I grabbed my bag. Oh, and I 1T be sleeping in the garage tonight. I have a suite at the Four Seasons, which I also own. Merry Christmas. The next morning, I sat at the head of the boardroom table. Olivia wouldn't meet my eyes. Before we begin, I said, we talking about culture, about how we treat people regardless of title. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even. It's realizing their judgment never mattered. While they looked down on me, I was building an empire.